Can you imagine a world without computers, smartphones, TVs, audio systems, light bulbs, cars, batteries, or even magnets? It's really hard, isn't it? Now, you have to know that none of those useful and essential stuff would exist without the use of a particular class of little-known raw materials called rare earth elements. But what are they?
Rare earths are a group of 17 chemical elements which are scandium, yttrium, and a group of lanthanides, and they are essential in our own factories thanks to their unique chemical and physical characteristics. As we have already said, they are very handy to make a lot of stuff, and we can't even imagine a world without all that amount of facilities like batteries, solar panels, and even smartphones. Yet, there's an issue. It's true that rare earths are in almost every electronic object around us, but are they so common in nature? Are they easy to extract? And at last but not least, who is the best seller of rare earths? Let's make an idea of this critical situation. The main problem about these materials is that they are difficult to extract from the soil, but the situation is not like you may think. Rare earths are not rare in nature, and there's a lot of them everywhere. The problem is that the rocks with a high density are like unobtainable and located in a few sites of the planet. Try to guess, where do you think is more likely to find the rare earths in soil? I'll give you a hint. It's one of the most powerful countries in the world trade in almost every kind of sector. Too difficult? It's China. China has the biggest mines on them, and this led the country to be the only seller on the world trade. They are able to dig, to sell, and to define the cost of rare earths whenever they want, and they know that nobody can oppose to their will. To sum up the whole scheme of rare earths, let's say that rare earths are not as rare as the name tells us, but they are just difficult to extract. They are essential for our society, and the main amount of them is sold by China and a few other countries.
Let's just take a look now at the multiple applications of those rare earth elements and see why they are so crucial in our everyday life. First, rare earths are very important in electronics. They are used for LCD and plasma screens, but they can be found in every portable device because they need rechargeable batteries which contain these particular materials. To get an overview of how many portable devices exist, let's just imagine that over 5 billion people own a cell phone or a mobile device, and there are 10 billion mobile connections registered worldwide, which is now more than the world population. Concerning batteries, they appear in all electric and hybrid vehicles. We know that just in 2019, 4.8 million electric vehicles were globally in use, and 17 million hybrid ones have been sold worldwide. But they are also used for non-electric vehicles, and the cerium and lanthanum are important as catalysts for petroleum refining and diesel additives. Rare earths take place also in the military industry. Night vision goggles, precision-guided weapons, communication, GPS equipment. They are also key elements in all the hard alloys which armored and bulletproof vehicles are made of. Moreover, they are actually used in more common objects like fluorescent and phosphorescent lamps, powerful magnets, and so on. In sport equipment too, especially in aluminum-based materials like baseball bats. I bet none of you is willing to live without them. But I'd like you to imagine how different our lives would be.
Now that you know what are rare earths and how difficult it is to find them today, I'd like to introduce you with the most efficient way we have to get critical raw materials today: the urban mining. Urban mining is the main way we have to get back critical raw materials from trash and electronic device waste that are called W3Es. In the world, there are a lot of companies that work on these purposes, and in Italy we have Ecodom and RELIGHT that every year processes tons and tons of W3Es to get back critical raw materials as gold, copper and rare earths. Ecodom is the largest Italian consortium for appliance recovery and recycling. It's a private non-profit consortium that also deals with the management of waste of batteries and accumulators. With more than 130 member companies, Ecodom in 2019 has processed more than 36% by weight of all the W3Es that were collected in Italy. RELIGHT, instead, was born in 1999 from the cooperation project with Philips for the collection and recovery of fluorescent lamps, within which it builds a network to guarantee collection throughout the national territory. In the following years, RELIGHT will expand and create new plants, becoming one of the largest companies in Italy in the recycling of CRTs and other W3Es. Obviously, reintroducing tons and tons of rare earth oxalates in the market every year. Ultimately, it's clear the importance of the recycling of W3Es and therefore of the urban mining in the life cycle of critical raw materials and of the rare earth.
Alright, now we are sure you know many more things about rare earth and what is linked to them than before, so we just want you to reflect on one question. In your opinion, should researchers look for the discovery of new raw materials which can substitute this missing rare earth, or would it be more productive for them to focus on the development of novel industrial techniques which would allow people to recycle and then reuse as many rare earths as possible? We will give you our answer. Probably both paths have to be followed in order to obtain interesting results for our future.